Odysseus went searching for food with his crew, and he wanted to see a Cyclops. Eventually, the Cyclops came back and trapped them with a big door. They made the Cyclops drunk and blinded him. Then they hid under the sheep as a disguise and made it to the boats. But Odysseus wanted to gloat, and he told them who he was, and where he lived. The Cyclops cursed Odysseus to have troubles returning, and they started to try to return home. Odysseus and his crew had received all the unfavorable winds from Aeolus, which allowed them to travel back to Ithaca easily. However, his men had suspicions that the bag was full of treasures, and they opened the bag and were sent all the way back to Circe's island. Odysseus told his men to go find food. However, after a single breathless survivor returns, Odysseus figures out that Circe had turned his crew into pigs. When Odysseus heard about this, he went to Helios to ask for help. Helios gave him a magic herb that would make Circe's magic useless against him. Odysseus made Circe turn back his crew and return safely back to the ships. Circe warns Odysseus about 3 monsters: the sirens, which are women that are also half birds and bring sailors in with their singing to kill them; a whirlpool, which is a gigantic whirlpool that pulls and drowns sailors in the deep ocean; finally, there's Scylla, which is a 6-headed monster. When they get near the sirens, Odysseus tells his crew to tie him up and fill their ears with beeswax. The sirens try to call the sailors in and then kill them, but Odysseus was going to tell the crew when it was safe, and since they couldn't hear, they were protected. It was different with the whirlpool and Scylla because he forgot to tell his crew not to fight back, and when they did, Odysseus lost 6 crew members. After more days of sailing, Odysseus' crew had told him that they needed rest, and they made a camp on the island of the sun. Odysseus had taken a risk because he had been warned not to eat the cattle. But after being stuck on the island for a few months, the crew were starting to starve. Since the gods didn't like Odysseus, they put him into a sleep, and his crew began to form a plan to kill the cows. They believed that if the cows were a sacrifice and they would honor them later, it would be okay to eat them. A few hours later, Odysseus woke up and saw the dead cattle. He wanted to set sail before the gods punished them, but it was too late. Helios demanded that Zeus punish them, if not kill them. He wanted them to pay in full. When Odysseus was setting sail, Zeus struck his boat with a gigantic lightning bolt, loud, blinding, and damaging. The whirlpool formed, and his crew got pulled into the deep ocean. Luckily, Odysseus jumped onto a tree and waited until he could get to a raft past the whirlpool. After much time, he jumped straight into the foam beside the timbers and started swimming. He drifted in the big sea for 9 days until he found the land called Ogygia.